husband and mother-in-law made a major decision without me.
Well, I think you need to decide to leave. Get him out of there.
For clarification, I am beyond angry with both of them. I know they both had good intentions, but my thought process is currently, how effing dare you? I need to know if I'm being unreasonable or if I'm justified before I approach a conversation about it. By the way, this comes from Frosty Engine 358, and if you want to submit your own stories, just go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So for context, my husband is very nonsensical, a hardworking provider type of man. He is stubborn and will not do anything he doesn't want to do. So it's not like he was trying to please his mom. His mom is very blunt and in-your-face honest. Neither of them are manipulative or conniving in any way, and they're very good people. I have an amazing relationship with both of his parents, so this is completely out of character for them. I know they had good intentions, they just did this all kind of backwards. As for myself, I am anxious and easily stressed. I've lived a hard life and had a lot of choices taken for me in childhood, and now I need to be included in decisions. I need to feel like it's equal in order for me to be okay. With that being said, I'm also very honest, blunt, and in your face. I am not submissive by any means, and I do not shy away from confrontation. I am currently not in a stable work environment, and job loss seems to be just around the corner. If you stay up to date with the news, then you'll know what I mean, but I have to be careful about what I say regarding it. With that being said, our lease on our rental is coming up soon, and we were wanting to buy a house, but now just doesn't seem like the time. We were looking at other rentals when his parents bought a rental house and asked if we wanted to rent it. My mom messaged me about it first, and I said I didn't think it was a good idea. Later that day, I'm assuming, but I have no confirmation on the timeline, she called my husband, and they both agreed that we would. He messaged me prior to agreeing with her, and I again expressed that I didn't think it was a good idea due to our current circumstances. I didn't outright say no, I left it open for discussion, but I made it clear that I didn't think it was a good choice. Well, after they both asked me, they went around me and agreed that we would move in. My husband didn't tell me that this happened until a couple of days later and casually dropped it into conversation. And he said, I know you said no, but that was silly. Girl, what? That's such a valid reason.
I'm sorry. I know you said no, but that was silly and that was it?
Girl, please. I'm fuming, raging, and shaking. I want to revert back to lashing out, but I know that I cannot. It has been 2 weeks and I have yet to reach a point where I can communicate healthily, but it needs to be addressed. So I'm going to try my very best tonight. Am I overreacting? I feel like I was told, you silly little girl, let the adults make the decisions and just sit down and be a submissive wife. Obviously, that's not what was said or what he meant. And I know that they had good intentions, but I'm so angry. I'm finding it hard to focus on that. So am I the a-hole for thinking it's absolutely insane to bypass me, leave me out of the conversation, and take my choice away entirely? In addition, how can I approach this in a way that won't destroy my relationship? At this point, I'm feeling vindictive and petty. I don't want to hurt his feelings, but I'm also not entirely sure if I can bite my tongue once I let the dam loose. There are some comments, but what would your answer be?
I think that you can go and have a conversation where it's not like, I mean, definitely express that you were upset and stuff, but you don't necessarily have to come up with like trying to, you know, belittle him or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to be an effective conversation.
Yeah, definitely not.
But I think saying, you know, hey, we are in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
We're not in a relationship with your parents.
Mm-hmm.
They might have different advice for you that you want to take, but when we are making decisions for the both of us, we need to be on the same page. And you can't just, you know, bypass me and not listen to my opinion in the conversation.
Yeah, especially if this is like a very valid reason of their financial situation being a little uneasy right now. Like that's something to be discussed, and something that he should be worried about too.
Just tell him like all of your feelings about this.
Yeah, I agree. You could probably even bring up again, like, I'm sure he knows that your childhood was full of decisions being taken away from you, but you could probably bring that up again if he already knows. If he doesn't know, just tell him and be like, hey, this is super important to me specifically. Like,
and if he reacts not well, then you know a little bit more about the state of your relationship.
Exactly. But there are some comments. Comment number 1 says, sounds like a conversation must be had. You are a partnership, and with that, decisions should be agreed upon, or at the very least, discussed. Is renting your mother-in-law's place cheaper? OP responds, it's more expensive, which was a lot of my concern. Comment number 2 says, not overreacting, especially as it's more expensive. Renting from family is a bad idea to begin with. I would also be very upset if they went behind my back with this decision. I could maybe handle it, a big maybe, if the rent would be cheaper. I do think it warrants a discussion discussion between you and hubby, but maybe walk away if things get too heated. I don't know why your hubby thought increasing your housing costs would be a good idea with your job worries and the economy in general right now. And we do have an update. I think those are very, very good points.
Yes.
So for the update. Okay, so thank you all for the words of advice and the validation. I sat with my anger and hurt, and I had a therapy appointment that helped me immensely. Oh, good. I was able to get to a point of understanding and started problem solving. I was very distanced and reserved for the last 2 days, trying my best to separate the hurt from anger. Find the root of what triggered that within me. I was able to, which allowed me to get to a point where I can problem solve. I came up with a solution for all of my hesitancies, and then I told him I would like to talk. I shared how it made me feel being excluded. I told him why I reacted the way I did and why I had to distance for a couple of days while figuring my stuff out. I told him I never want to get to a point where I let my trauma hurt him. I was very apologetic, explained that I never said no, just that I didn't think it was a good idea and that I would have appreciated if he had come to me with his thoughts so we could figure it out together. He apologized again and expressed that he sees how it was wrong of him, explained in the moment that he didn't see it as excluding me, but that he was trying to help. I validated that and let him know that I appreciated him trying to help and that I am thankful for that, but that I need to be included in these decisions. I talked to mother-in-law and apparently she threw the idea to him to get his thoughts just like me, and she wasn't aware a decision had been made. She thought we were talking about it and we would look at the house and let her know. He must have told me, yes, we're moving, and told her we would figure it out and let her know. Oh, wow. So it's really just the husband.
Oh, so he just is the problem.
Yeah.
Which we knew.
She said that she would help me with getting the kids to school 30 minutes away for the last month of school so that they don't have to switch schools so close to the end of the year, which was a major concern for me. I feel reassured there and very happy to know that my assumptions of her not doing things to go around me were correct. I raised concerns of my potential job loss, to which he says, you can work part-time for a while to do your schooling and focus on getting the kids to and from, and it'll be fine. When you're ready, we can talk about you going back to work, but I see this as God giving us an opportunity to let you follow your dreams, and I want that for you. I want you to be free enough to do your schooling. My goal isn't for you to contribute equally. I will take care of us. You do what you want to, not what you think I want you to. We will be fine if that happens. And I cried. That's really sweet.
Oh my God, I communicated and it worked.
Yay.
I was like, this man, he's gonna be like, oh no, and then he did. Oh.
Yeah, that was
So
a
he
really
was
good
just
way to
being
put it.
dumb.
Yeah, he was just assuming, and it was just a little mistake. And
then he realized he was being dumb.
Yeah. And then he fixed it. Look at
And
that.
he fixed it.
Imagine that.
Aw.
That's really sweet. By the way, you know what else would be really, really sweet is if you listen to full episodes with more stories just like this one. Just go to iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever your favorite podcast app is, and search OK Storytime. Check it out. But there is a little bit more. Overall, everything is okay and the world is not ending, and I was able to self-soothe and regulate by myself, which may not seem like much for a lot of people, but when I started my healing journey, I was told that I had no emotional intelligence or capacity to regulate. I have come so far, and being able to express myself in a healthy way was amazing. Good job. He commended that, said that he sees how hard I'm working to heal my past, and that he is so happy for me. My husband is my biggest supporter always. He is an amazing partner to me, and I appreciate those of you who called me out on the pettiness. I feel validated by my person, by you all, and I feel better after talking. Looks like it's time to start packing. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you for everything. And there is a quick couple comments. Comment number 1 says, I am a therapist and I see the work you did. Amazing job. I'm also glad to hear your husband and mother-in-law sound like good people. And OP responds, thank you so much. It was super uncomfortable and really hard, but oh my God, do I feel amazing and accomplished. This was my biggest step towards progress yet, excluding actually taking the step for getting help through therapy. They are both good people. Their whole family is amazing. I am so blessed to have them and to have my husband as my biggest supporter. He danced with me in the kitchen and jumped up and down with excitement when we were talking about how well I was able to handle the situation. Oh, that's so cute. I am overjoyed with your validation as well. Thank you so much. There's a couple comments left, but OP doesn't respond to.
Yeah, that's good.
I think that's the end of
What
it.
an ending.
Wow.
What an ending. I love that, man.
I just love it when people take the healthy way out.
Yeah.
And it all
Beautiful.
turns out well.
Ain't that just the way?
It's so
Imagine
good.
that. Imagine communication.
But that is the end of that story.
Yeah.
And we've got another one for
No.
you. No, really?
No. We'll double check me on that.
I think you're right.
But that is the end of the episode.
So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you
And
and see you tomorrow.